Thanks for dropping by. It was in April 21 where I purchased my first sextant, Davis Mark 15. And mere weeks after I purchased that sextant, Practical Navigator uploaded his video where he did a complete sight reduction from beginning to end. It's a great video. I can highly recommend it. And I would ask anyone who hasn't seen it perhaps to drop by and check out Practical Navigator's channel and that video in particular, just to give a bit of context. I'm going to be doing the sight reduction that Practical Navigator did with a slight difference. He used HO249 for the sight reduction. I used HO249. The focus of the video, however, is going to be on plotting the intercept and the sight reduction on a universal plotting sheet, sometimes known as a VPOS plotting sheet. It's going to be a little bit different to the way that Practical Navigator did it. I do hope that it's of interest to you. The video is longer than I imagined. I had been hoping to keep it to about 6 or 7 minutes, but that was just completely unrealistic. But the next videos, they are going to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to be doing some videos where we look at sight reductions in the northern hemisphere with the sun to the east, the sun to the west, with country name declinations, same name declinations, just to give you an idea of how the calculation for LHA changes depending on where you are. The same is true for true azimuth. That also does, the calculation for that does actually vary considerably depending on which hemisphere you're in. Flatzoid actually tried to debunk Practical Navigator's video with predictable results. The guy knows nothing. There'll be a link in the description to Flatzoid's debunk. It is hilarious. The guy knows nothing. He just sits there, giggles and laughs, and talks nonsense the way that he usually does. Anyway, I do hope you enjoy the video. There will be a PDF file in the description below. That's where I have the universal plotting sheet with the plotted solution, and with a couple of other pages from HO249 that may be of interest to you if you want to have a go at doing the sight reduction yourself. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, here we have our universal plotting sheet. I've already entered some information here, and we have the dead reckoned position, the GHA, the declination, and we have the assumed position that Practical Navigator used in his video to actually plot the intercept. Unlike Practical Navigator, I'm going to be doing the plot a little bit differently. We're going to be increasing the resolution. We're maintaining the 32 degrees mid-latitude, but we're not going up to 33 and going down to 31. We're going down to 3130. And up to 3230, so we're essentially doubling the resolution. Okay, let's just see how it goes. Okay, so we've adjusted the latitude scale accordingly. So we basically have 1 full degree of spread here of the latitude. Okay, now we have to set up our longitude lines. When I print these sheets, my printer gives me a spacing of 17 millimeters between 2 lines of latitude. So what we're going to do is determine the cosine of the mid-latitude. Cosine 32 degrees multiplied by 17 millimeters. Okay, that gives me a spread, a longitude spread of a little bit over 59 millimeters. Okay, so let's just do that. Okay, so we start off at 80 degrees west, 80 degrees 30 west, and then we go to 81 degrees west. Okay, so now we just have to draw a line here on our longitude scale. So we said it was a little bit over 59 millimeters, so 32 is going to be somewhere up there. Just see if we can get that. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, that looks good. Okay. So that's 32 degrees north. Great. So our assumed position longitude was 80 degrees, 30.3. So that's as near as Dammit here in the middle. Okay, that's our AP. And we had an azimuth, a true azimuth of 264 degrees. So 264, that's about there. Here's the sun. Okay, so 7 nautical miles away was the intercept. So let's just do that. Oh, hang on. 25, 20. Okay, so yeah, that's about 7 nautical miles or 7 minutes. There we go. That was the sun at 20:07:30. Right, okay, so this is our line of position. This was our original, this was the DR that Practical Navigator originally used. So what we're going to do now is we are going to bring this line, this true azimuth line, we're going to bring it down to where the dead reckon position is. Okay, that's about there. That's not bad. Okay, so this is our estimated position. EP. Okay, so the latitude is going to be 31 degrees. And we're looking at about, okay, it's then 2, that's then 3. So we're looking, for fuck's sakes. Okay, so that's about 56, 57, and 58. So we're going to make it then 58 minutes north. Okay, now let's just try and work out our longitude, and that's about there. Okay. So our longitude is about 23.5, 23.6. I'm going to put it in this. Okay, so now we've got that done. Right, now let's just use our estimated position, latitude and longitude to recalculate HC. Okay, let's take a look at that. So the latitude is then 31 degrees, 58 minutes, shift store A. Our declination, 21 degrees, 44.8 minutes. That is then shift store B. Okay, so our LHA is 122 degrees, 30.3 minutes, minus 80 degrees, 23.6 minutes, equals that. Okay, shift store C. Okay, now let's just try and calculate the HC. Sine recall latitude multiplied by sine recall declination plus the cosine of the latitude multiplied by the cosine of the declination multiplied by the cosine of the LHA equals that. Okay, now we're going to shift it. Now we're going to store that to we're going to store the result to D. Shift store D. Shift inverse sine recall D. Okay, so we have a calculated altitude angle of 51 degrees and 19.5 minutes. Okay, HO from Practical Navigator's original video was 51 degrees and 18.0 minutes. So we've reduced the intercept to minus 1.5 nautical miles away. That's not bad going. So the original direct calculation was 18.5 or 18.6 nautical miles toward. Using the assumed position, the intercept was 7 nautical miles away, and we're now at 1.5 nautical miles away. So I just wanted to do this to demonstrate the power and the utility of the universal plotting sheet. These things are great. They can be used for currents and temperatures and all this kind of stuff, everything to do with navigation, with courses and that kind of stuff. So I will be making this sheet available for download. It'll just be a PDF file with a couple of additional pages. So anybody wanting to have a go will have access to the HO249 pages that we need for the site reduction. One thing I do want to mention has to do with the decorrection. When you go to the page, to the relevant page on HO249, which will be part of the PDF, you will see that the entry arguments are latitude, same name declination, and LHA. And you then go down to the where the rows and the columns intersect, and you will be given an altitude angle, and that'll be an altitude angle for the full declination. The thing is, though, we don't have just a declination of 21 degrees. We have a declination of 21 degrees and 44.8 minutes. Okay, so you have to account for these 44.8 minutes, and there is a decorrection. In our instance, the decorrection is 25. I have included the table 5 where you can actually enter this correction. And this correction has to be added. Okay, why does it have to be added? Let's take a look. This was our spherical triangle. Okay, we had our azimuth Z, and we have true azimuth here, and we have our GP. So we have here a GP, according to the tables, of 21 degrees, but we're missing the 44 minutes. If we add the 44 minutes to the 21 degrees northerly declination, what we're basically doing is moving the GP closer to the observer. That means that the zenith distance decreases, and zenith distance plus altitude always equals 90 degrees. So in same name declinations, the decorrection is always positive. It always has to be added because you're moving the GP closer to the observer. You're decreasing the length of the zenith distance, and something has to give, so obviously you have to increase the altitude angle. If it's a contrary name declination, it's exactly the reverse. For every minute of angle that we add to a contrary name declination, We are pulling the GP further away from the observer. We are increasing the length of the zenith distance, and hence the altitude angle has to then decrease. Okay, so that's just a short explanation there of how the decorrection in HO249 works. In his video, Practical Navigator calculated the decorrection directly, and that is actually a little bit easier. But if you want to learn, know how to do it with the tables, I will show you in the PDF that's attached to the video, and you can download that and check it out.